glad you're close today.
Call the meeting to order, December 31st, 2014, 8 a.m. Policy and procedure meeting. Amanda, call the roll, please.
Raymond.
Here.
Hanson.
Yep.
Bill.
Present.
Sure.
Present.
Barron.
Here.
Schultz. Present. Oh, Anderson.
Any public comments? Seeing none, go to the committee chair reports. Kick us off, Highway. Russell?
Oh, it looks like we're going to have our annual letting for the maintenance of county and township roads, probably on the 28th of January. We got a resolution. We got a stop sign thing that Loaded Township wants to put in. We're going to look at, discuss that in the committee, and maybe move toward that. We have bids coming in for a bed for our new tandem truck, along with the snow plow and the wing, and all the hydros that's needed to make them function properly. So, moving forward on that.
Planning and zoning, we'll have discussion about dilapidated properties by Loaded that was brought up at last county board meeting. We'll be voting on subdivision ordinance changes that were discussed last meeting. And there'll be an update on the Pilot Hill Wind Farm. There has been an additional tower added, and we'll have a general discussion about that. That's all I have for planning and zoning.
Finance?
Well, just trying to get some stuff together to discuss our 911 issues. And talk to Nita to see where we're at with our audit.
Lyle, management?
We're gonna talk about the boiler project and capital improvement project. Get working on getting bids let on some of the stuff.
John, sure.
We don't have anything out of the ordinary that I'm aware of, so we'll just be taking our normal reports unless something comes up between now and then.
Normal department reports, and dogs. We're going to also address 911 GIS compatibility a little bit, and job descriptions that were never finished for the animal control. Never finalized. And that's about it.
Okay. None. Chairman comments? Don't really have any today. Forensic audit update. They did come take the images of the hard drives, of the other computers, 18 computers. I haven't got any. He's going to be giving us a handful at a time back, 4 or 5, something like that, so we don't get consumed with all of them at one time. So it'd be 300-400 pages of stuff. That's just his summary, so it's going to be in depth. But he was going to be gone during the holidays. So, I know he started encrypting the files. Yeah, I'm not an IT guy, so I'm not entirely sure what that all means, but he's getting it done. Hopefully by full board we'll have some reports back in. And we'll have to decide if we're going to put them all out at once or do the report at a time. Anybody have a preference there? They're going to come into the county board office. Do we want to save them all for one, sit there and look at them, or do we want to take whenever they come in, whenever meeting's next, look at them? Preference. The policy committee? I'm not going to sit there and read 300 pages to you, so we need to figure out.
It could be easier to process 3 or 4 at a time as opposed to all of them all at once.
As they come in. My guess is that we're gonna get, through the month of January, we're gonna end up seeing them all, so they could be, next policy meeting could be stacked up pretty deep. But, you know, if we do get some before finance, the financial issue too, we think it's, and they're, just so you know, they're gonna be coming. Revolving loan fund. Jim's not able to make it today.
He told me he was gonna be here, so.
Well, I mean, he's not here now, so we'll push past it. Revolving loan fund, and go. Has that been on the finance agenda? It was on the finance agenda last time. If he doesn't make it,
We can make sure.
put it in there so we can get a summary on the blunt loan. The next one kind of falls to Jim too, would be the adopt the code book. Has anybody taken one out other than Larry? No, Larry
Here's what they
has.
look like. Good reading.
Oh, yeah. I read through it. It's, everybody should.
That's why Jim said he was coming. There's a resolution that needs to be approved to adopt it. And then once this resolution is adopted by the full board, then with our contract with municipal code, we get the code book on the internet online for 1 year at no charge. And then you guys will need to make a decision whether you want to keep it online. I'm not sure exactly. There's a few different options of what you can do, and I don't have the prices with me. I'm not sure whether Jim will have them either. So, but he may want to talk about it more. That's why he said he was coming.
Okay. When did you talk to him last?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Is that when you talked to him?
I was emailing Ken.
Oh, you're talking about Kim.
Ken, not Jim.
Okay, we'll give him a minute and put it back. Discussion on contracts for dispatch services for 2015-2016. And then there's 3 of them. Dispatch coordinator position status of dispatchers, and then the advisory panel. All 3 of those are kind of all encompassing. Which would be nice if Jim was here for that too. But it is going back to finance. The finance committee voted on it. Or the whole board voted to send it back to committee, so it's going back to the finance committee. Any comments on anything at this moment?
Well, the day you went and talked to Jim about it, I was there when Hibbin called, and he made a couple statements that I'm trying to get verified before finance. You know, there's some concerns. And then we got this email from Hibbin with some issues with this John Kelly that we thought was gone, is talking to the legal authorities there on this new contract, and I found that kind of upsetting, because I thought Jim at our last meeting had said he was their lawyer.
Yep. I was hoping you would.
Just to clarify that, he's simply trying to clean it up because of the ICOM issue. He was our ICOM attorney, and he's trying to clean it up to turn it all over to the county, and he just can't quit on one day. He's got to clean up what needs to be done in terms of turn it over to Hibbett. So he is very, I was surprised when I got it because I thought Hibbett was taking over. So it's simply a cleanup.
Hibbin was surprised too.
Yeah, okay. Did he file on behalf of us? You know, he's done that paperwork on behalf of us?
Dave?
Yes.
To my
He did
knowledge,
file?
yeah. I haven't
Okay.
seen any paperwork back as far as that goes, but
Okay, I'll shoot an email to John today and when he's done, that Hibbins is taking over. And then that should solve it.
between Dave and John, or Dave and Jim, should be all taken care of.
Okay. I'll tell him that.
In the works of
it's
being
done.
taken care of.
I had told him before, and then when I saw that, I was also surprised. And I think he was just trying to clean something up, because he had been working with that Gary Bailey that's on there, that's the FOP attorney, whatever the guy, Jeff,
First.
that Burke answers to. So I'll take care of that today.
That would be probably good if we didn't see any more emails from, that might be.
I appreciate, I understand. No big deal.
On the advisory panel update, I did talk to City of Waseca Mayor Harwood. He's in favor of that. Within the entities we had talked to, so we'll, at the full board, we'll have all the names on the appointment list for that too, assuming I get in contact with the last couple. They want to be involved. The hospital, I need to talk to them. Status of dispatchers, they're still dispatching.
Yep, I just walked through there and there's two.
That was what we needed to have happen. They needed to still be there, so.
We are down one, as you've seen the ads in the paper. We only have 8 right now. I'm trying to cover for the 9th position. And we have ads out and we've only received 4 so far. They're due next week.
And that was a person that started December 3rd or something.
Yeah, she couldn't hear very well with the traffic. It takes a special selective listen. And she was unable to do it. That's not for me.
No, yeah, that was just wasn't a long-term employee. It was somebody that
She's been here
wasn't here very long. Okay. May end up coming back to that too upon Jim's arrival. We'll get the one I know we can discuss. Discussion and motion on date and time of future policy and procedure committee meeting. Anybody?
9 o'clock.
Dale? Dale would like to go to 9 o'clock. Kevin, I'll bet you want to go to 9 o'clock. If I want to make a motion.
If Kevin and I agree, it's got to be right.
Yeah, I would think.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Second. What's the difference in voice?
I think that's what happened last night.
8 o'clock, don't give nobody time here to just get really going. Our people start at 8.
8:30?
8:30.
So we're here before the, yeah, that shouldn't happen.
No.
It's not an issue with me either way, so earlier the better, but
If they
there's
want to
other
make a
folks
motion
involved.
tonight, I'd sure second that one.
I mean, does it have to be 8 or 9? Could it be 8:30?
Yeah,
That's
it could be
when
anything.
everybody would be here then.
Move for 9 o'clock, you decide what day.
Well, we need to discuss that. Okay, I can discuss, we do same as it has been. There was some discussion on before or after, but you got a motion for 9 o'clock meetings, and then a second for 9 o'clock meetings.
Does anybody have a preference on the day? I don't.
I think it's good timing that we've been doing it before the committee meeting, so we need to keep it there. If it's a Thursday or a Wednesday or whatever, it doesn't matter, but
Thursday usually works.
we're good. Stay with the Thursdays. What do you think, Dale?
I don't have a problem.
Thursdays?
You want to encompass that in there, or do we want a second motion after that, after the first one?
Thursday at 9
Thursday at
a.m.
9 a.m. prior to the normal committees?
Right.
Motion and a second. And other discussion on that? Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah.
It was a really quick second. If not, go ahead and call a roll on that.
Raymond,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes.
Sure, Schultz,
Yes.
Barron,
Yeah.
Anderson.
Yes. Okay. Dale, there you go. 9 a.m.
You won one.
Yeah, that's
Chalk it up.
surprising.
Chalk it up. FIPHD First Trust Bank Agreement. John, I'm sure you'd love to highlight that.
Well, there's a couple things that I got to talk to you about with that.
Oh, okay.
I guess we'll start out with this one first. We have a, pass this around. You may recall at the last meeting I mentioned that he had received a claim from the East Central Illinois Area on Agency to pay him back about $27,000 and some dollars. After we painted and picked ourselves up off the floor, we looked into it some more and got some people working on going through all that, and we got the amount that we owe them down to $13,814, which is more than what currently is in the bank account down at the First Trust Bank. And we've got as of November 30th, a little more than $7,000 in that account down there at the bank, which obviously is not enough to satisfy the amount that we owe. And we'd like to keep that amount in there to satisfy other obligations that we have to meet yet. So both counties, in order to get that $13,814, both counties will have to ante up monies that I believe would come out of in our case, out of the public health fund, because that's where the money that was distributed last July was put. 288,000, I think it was put in the public health fund. So basically what we're saying is that if that's approved here today and then at the county board meeting, then I'd be looking to get a check as soon as possible to cover that amount and put it in the bank. Same thing from Ford County, and then Mr. Short and I'll get that amount satisfied.
Would we have to, would we have to open the budget to do that, or is that already budgeted?
No, you're going to have to, it's not budgeted anywhere to put money back in that fund, so you'd have to transfer it. You have to do a claim and you have to pay it because that's a separate legal entity. You have to cut a check, so you have to open the budget and find it right there.
How do we do that? Do you guys need to make a claim and then send it to finance like everybody else?
However we got to do it, I applied to get an extension to January 31st to get this paid. I got an email back from the lady at that agency saying that they granted us that extension, but she says they got to have the money by that date because their audit process begins, and they want to get it worked into that. So
Your counterpart in Ford County is doing their other part?
Ford County, I've got an email from Michael Short that he's going to run through their part as well.
Money's there, we just got to open the budget and have a line.
Right, yeah, I think the same is true with Ford County. I mean, we got to...
We'll have to get together and set up.
I mean, I don't know, I suppose the other way might be, I don't know if this is a possibility to take it out, to do that later if need be, and take it out of the contingency money that's in the health department right now.
I don't think it ought to come out of the health department. It'll come out of the health fund, but
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Not out of the health fund.
Not out of the health department, but
Other contingency funds, and that's not a good thing, I didn't think. Because you're mixing public health money with it.
if you want to open the budget and do that at finance, I don't have a problem with that. The reason I brought it up here today is that I won't be at finance, and I wanted to be able to present it and explain it to everybody and answer any
Well, that's good.
questions and so forth.
We need to just figure out what's the proper way to do it.
Well, I think the bottom line is what levy is coming out, basically, where the money's coming from, if it should come out, what we're doing with public health and have in the past, and will in the future, or should it come out general fund money?
I think it should come out of the public health fund because, in essence, the money that was given to us was done in a sense prematurely. We didn't know all these obligations at that time, but they underestimated what the obligations would be. So we need to put some of that money back into FIPHD in order to cover this. That's basically what it amounts to.
I agree with that. Makes sense. I just wanted to clarify it, that's why.
you want anything from here or just send it to finance? Finance will take care of it.
Unless John wants to vote on it.
That is not, if it was public health money, if they had to do it first, and then we would adjust it. But evidently it's not.
I think we just want to bounce a check on it. Not to check on it.
Because finance, that should give finance director ample time to get
Yeah.
settled.
I guess my main, to
Needs
try
to
to
be done.
simplify it for me, is that on January 13th, I'd like to, after county board meeting, I'd like to get a check from Mindy for that amount, so I can go down to the bank and put it in the account, and Mr. Short give me his check, or come over, whatever, and we can proceed to get the thing paid. So whatever process you want to do is fine with me.
Are you expecting anything else?
What?
Are you expecting anything else coming in?
Well, we're expecting other bills to come along, but who knows what they're gonna be. I got one
I
yesterday.
just wondered if we should be doing more than the 13,000.
Well, I would be hard to tell you what that would be, because,
All right. Well,
I mean, we got one yesterday, I got one yesterday, an email from Mike Short about garbage pickup down in Paxton. The garbage pickup people in Paxton only send their bill out once a year, so we gotta pay 6 months of the bill. I didn't know anything about that. I don't think he did either, but we owe him $186. So, I mean, there's little things like that that are popping up.
we got 7,000 there. but-
That's why we want to keep that there to cover those things. And I hope that's going to be sufficient, but
Well, there's additional.
there's no way to guarantee it, because,
So-
like this East Central Illinois agency thing came up out of the blue, more or less. I wasn't aware of it, and I don't think anyone else was.
There could be more.
We hope not, but, I mean, as far as I know, this is the only one involving a grant where the grant money was put out ahead of time, and we didn't spend all of it, so we have to pay back what was spent. That's basically what this is about.
Is there anything you need, Anita, to get this done?
Yeah. How much do you want?
You just said, $9,393.52.
Well,
Well, we'll have to work together to make sure.
let's see, we know there's another $100 coming at it for the garbage man.
Well, there's $1,000 we have to pay to Ed Souther for putting together the W-2 statements and
Oh.
so forth at the end of the year for all those
It
people.
would be nice to combine them so there's
Couple other
one
things.
action that takes care of the majority of them, I don't know. What we should do to-
They've got 7,000 to pay those kind of bills.
Oh,
We got out of the
They're
7,000.
asking for money over that 7,000.
okay, in the balance, we still got that balance of 7,000.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be, I'll be going down there today after this meeting to close all that out and get it over and done with. There won't be $7,000 there then, because there'll be another $750 taken out, which is the amount that First Trust Bank takes for their fee for managing this thing every month. So we know that's gonna be less, and there may be a couple of bills that's been paid. There may be some money that's come in during the past month. We get monthly statements from them, and I don't know everything that's happened during the month of December until I get over there.
No, I thought we have terminated the agreement with the bank, haven't we?
As of today, it will be
As of
terminated.
today.
Right. And that's the second thing I want to talk about, which is that what we had talked about before was opening an account down there, they call it community account, and having 2 signatures on that account. Kerry Bell wrote back to me, I mean, this was the way he explained it to me in the beginning. Then he wrote, after I sent that letter to him that we approved it the last time, then he sent me a letter back saying that we can't have that kind of an account, because they get a lot of the checks that would be processed or might be processed are never come back to the bank. They're handled electronically. You know, for example, on your own personal bank statement, if you have a credit card or some of your other bills that you pay, those checks never get back to the bank. And so the bank doesn't want to have an account with 2 signatures on it. We can have one with 1 signature on it. It sounds kind of goofy, but that's what he said. So what we're going to do is that every time a claim needs to be paid, Mike Short and I are going to exchange emails approving the claim. And of course we can print them out or whatever. Then we'll meet together face to face, make out the check, put it in the mail. And I'll be the custodian of the checks and the checking account and so forth. And any monies that come in will be deposited in the account, of course, but that's...
So you'll sign for the checks?
Does he have to be
Yeah.
bonded?
Yeah, that makes sense. We're doing 2/3 anyway.
Right. Well,
Jim, you're...
he'll be authorized to sign as well.
Just a second, I can't hear you on my...
Well, this is a unique situation. I don't think there's a requirement, there's no statutory requirement in this kind of circumstance that he be bonded.
I didn't know, I used to say anybody that handled public monies had to be bonded, but that was just hearsay 10 years ago, so
Well,
I don't know.
this is, I mean, it's all governed by statute, and I'm not aware, I can look it up and see if there's a statute that covers something like this, but there's nothing in the public health domain that directly addresses it. This is such a hybrid situation that I'm not aware of any bonding requirements in the public health code.
Just so that he's not being personally held, a bond would protect him.
Well, I understand that, but...
As was my thought. I just was, because you're going to be custodian, somebody wanted to raise hell about something, they could come back after you personally. If it was bonded, they wouldn't. So, it's a thought. But
Well, I guess if we get into something where we think that might be a problem, maybe that would be something to
I don't see it
consider.
as an
But
issue. I
right
mean,
now,
John's not doing anything in a personal capacity, so, I mean, it's a risk he's taking, but I think he's got enough controls to clarify whatever action he takes with the money. You've got essentially dual control, and you've got witnesses and a paper trail of what's going on, so I think as long as you follow those rules, you'll be fine.
I mean, as I said before, I still am a little bit puzzled by the fact that we can't have checks, checks having to have two signatures on them, but, because I know all of our county checks have two signatures on them, but...
Well, you can put two signatures, even though only one's required.
you
You can be required, but you can still have two signatures on it.
Anyway, I want to let you know what we're going to do. I don't know that, unless you think you need to have a motion for that. But I mean, that's the only way we can go about doing this, that I can see that makes any sense. I've talked to you about it, talked to Randy Berger about it in Fort County, as well as Mike Short.
The goal is to stop spending $750 a month for them to write checks that are to be the custodian of the account.
And the other thing that they do is...
$750 a month for quite a while.
Yeah, the other thing they do is they go across the street to the post office once or twice a week to pick up the mail. We can do that too. So,
Why is that fee so high? Is that because it's a trust?
no, that's what the FIPHD board agreed to do when they dissolved, was to name them as the custodian of the funds and authorize them to pay the remaining bills and so forth. And it was set up that myself and Mike Short, the presidents of the county board of health, would be the ones to approve the payment of any claims. So she doesn't write out any checks until she gets approval from both of us to do so. And we've gotten down to the point now when when we talked about this $750 a month, it's a pretty good drain on us. And first month we paid them $1,000, and then it's been $750 every month since then.
I need another clarification if I could. If the public health fund is separate from the county general fund? Are there two separate
Yes. You get us the...
budgets? They're two separate budgets and two separate funds, right?
Yes. You get a statement from Indy every month that lists all the different funds and accounts and the balances in them, and the public health fund is listed on there.
And do you need to come to the county then to get approval to move that money?
what you just did, isn't it?
Doing it finance.
Yeah.
Right, that's what we just talked about.
I don't understand
As
why
far
you
as-
have to if it's a separate fund. I don't understand finances that much, I guess. I don't understand why you have to come to the county to get approval for the public health fund if it's a separate fund.
Because the public health fund is actually a county fund.
Oh, okay.
It's not a public health department fund,
Okay, okay.
right?
I guess so. The
I
fund,
mean, it is.
the fund balance keeps going down every month, so we're taking money out of it every month to pay the bills of the health
Only because
department.
it's, your budget's been approved.
And you're
and
talking
that,
about
right.
Fort Iroquois fund. Fort Iroquois and the Iroquois County funds are separate, aren't they? Public health funds.
Right.
Yeah.
All we're doing with Fort Iroquois is trying to satisfy the remaining obligations following that existed before
Right.
the dissolution. Yeah.
sounds to me like John and Mr. Short have things under control, and we ought to let them control it.
Second.
There you go. All right. Everybody content with that?
Yep.
Okay. We'll go back up and touch on revolving loan fund, Jim. Anything new?
We'll have a proposal at finance in regard to that.
Code book, you've been interested. Lisa was telling us we have to have a resolution for that.
Yeah, there's an resolution approving all of the changes that were made to the code book. That's why I was encouraging, and I know some of you have taken out the book to read through it. And I apologize ahead of time that you had to do that because it's such exciting reading. But once everybody is satisfied that they've gone through it and understand it and have any questions about it, then I think we should be in a position of passing this resolution that confirms all of the changes that have been made.
Do you want to wait till everybody's read it?
That's up to the chairman and the board as to whether they're satisfied they've had an appropriate opportunity.
Well, if you approve it now, it could be online, and then you can read it.
I've read it.
You can do it like they did with Obamacare. Just go ahead and pass it and then read it afterwards.
Yeah, that worked out very well.
Yeah.
Huh. And then amend it every week.
Somebody make the motion. No?
The only I did ask you that one question. There was some sections out. Was there is that just a typo, or were there things pulled, or?
I didn't contact them as to why. I did notice that that difference, and why they did that, I don't know. It's a matter of how they wanted to number it. I think they left some sections open for future amendments in case we pass other sections of county government that we want to add in between. I think that's why that was done.
So if we approve it now, it'll be put online for everybody to see it before the board meeting where it'll get final approval? Or is this final approval?
No.
Won't approved until the board meeting.
Yeah.
Right, it won't be online until after final approval of the board.
How many copies of that do you have?
We got 10 with the contract. I think there's 7 down there now.
But it's not online right now.
Nope.
Until we get the
Whoever has read the book ought to make the motion.
But any amendments can be made to it as we go.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't set in stone.
And there's already.
We're married to this forever. I mean.
And it will be updated. I'll continue to send any ordinances or resolutions that are pertinent and belong in the code every month after the board meeting. I'll continue to send them every month to municipal code.
There's a page. Go ahead.
Jim's comfortable with it.
Yeah, I've lived with this thing for a couple of years.
Lisa's comfortable with it. Chairman's comfortable with it. I move to approve.
Back on the floor, second, to approve the county code book. We had a discussion on that? Not? I'm going to call the roll.
Raymond,
Yes.
Hanson, Bills,
Yes.
Sure.
And this is too, we're gonna have a blizzard.
Get on it, look at it online.
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Anderson,
carry.
Well, it's an ongoing issue, but
There's already changes that have to be set. Once it's done, there's going to be
changes.
Yeah, because I know zoning is reviewing the zoning statutes and ordinances, and, you know, there probably are going to be some changes throughout this year, so.
And I believe they
It's a living
said,
thing.
correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, I think they said if it's, they'll make the changes or the corrections or additions to the online edition as we go, or maybe that was one of the options. And then I think once a year, then we'll get like inserts that update the actual book. That sound right?
There's actually three options.
Three options.
So you can update, option A is you can update your online code more often than the printed code with electronic supplements. Option B, you can receive the printed supplement every time you update online. You can choose from a weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, triannual, or annual supplement or updated schedule. Or option C, and I don't have the prices for any of these, send in your new ordinances as they are to the code, have them placed online with Board Bank, which is their ordinance online service, I believe. And once you have a certain amount of ordinances online or annually or semi-annually supplement the code both online and in print, and then they'll store those ordinances in Board Bank or hyperlink them to your code. However you want to do, and I don't know what the prices are for the differences on these.
I'll have to look back in old emails to see if they gave me a price on that. All I know is that the first year is free.
We have a year to make up our mind as to
Yeah.
how we want to do this.
Just as a question to promote conversation, why do we have books? Why are we going to have books? I know why we have in the past.
They came with it.
But why do we want books?
So we feel bad about not reading them?
I like to read books.
Yeah, some of them checked out, so somebody must have read them.
Sometimes I prefer to read a book than sit there to...
But my
view
question,
things
if you want to research something and you go to the book, then you have to go to the website in order to find out if the book's updated? That section? I don't know.
Yeah, unless you vote to have updates sent to you as frequently as the online updates are.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be a little bit of a duplication, but whatever you want to do.
Honestly, the old books, nobody ever came and looked at them. Maybe once or twice in the last 16 years do I ever remember anybody ever coming in and looking at the ordinance book. And they weren't even online then.
I know
The
they
county
all
board members all had them.
Yeah.
I got one that's 20 years old.
Yeah. Throw that away.
But they probably do it like a parts book where they just send out the updates. and
Exactly,
open it
yeah.
up and put page
Yep.
13 in.
They're inserts.
I mean, I'm not suggesting to burn the books when they come in, but you can put them on file and nobody will use them.
That would be a hell of a fire.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't order 20 of them.
Right.
The book should be there, or the purpose of the book is, in the whole code is the basis or structure that we're operating under. It needs to be kept up to date. And, you know, people haven't used it in the past, that's their fault or a problem that, you know, shouldn't be. Anytime questions come up, that's where we should go to get the answers. It's part of why we got this 911 right now.
And we will have them online that are up to date. And the book,
But I agree with you, if you're going to write the book should be
Yeah.
kept up to date as well.
oh,
And
Mike?
it may be expensive to keep them online. I don't have any idea what they're going to charge. So you may, you know, if it's really, really expensive, not want to keep them online after the first year. You know, it's up to you. Like I said,
But John, like, keep them updated, not necessarily online. I mean, online's great, but keep them updated is the...
Whether you have it online or not, you should have someplace, at least one copy or whatever, that keeps
Getting
refreshed, kept up to date.
Now, is the online searchable, or do you just have to page through it?
I don't know what it looks like or anything.
Right, the table of contents like the book does. Good point. Yeah, you're gonna search through it.
Google it.
I mean, I agree with Dale, there's no sense having a book if it's not kept up to date, but I think because it is the basis or structure that we operate on, it's gotta be kept up to date, and I think we should have a book or books available like that.
I like having a paper trail. Because now, who knows, look at what happened to Sony, that could happen to the whole system. All these hackers now, if the whole system went down, we wouldn't have nothing.
And we've got a year to decide this.
We'll do it next December, I'm sure. All right. Go back up. Jim, do you have anything you'd like to add on the discussion on contracts for dispatch services?
No, I have nothing new to add.
Okay. They had one word change in that contract, is that right? That was the only thing you changed at all?
Okay.
I'm just... Perfect. Anybody have anything else for Jim on any of these things? That was what we pushed him back for. We did discuss that we got that email from Dave that comes through, and Ida gave us some clarification on he's gone.
Okay.
I sent an email to him, he responded back to me and said, I only responded because the labor board addressed the question to me. Gibbons, however, has not responded at all. So that's why he responded, because it was an email to him. So he responded back. And he realized that Gibbons is representing the county in the PPSC negotiation.
Good. Dave, did Dave send him a letter directly just so it's, or does that even need to happen?
I don't think it needs to happen. I think
Don't even worry about it, it's gone.
He's done.
All right. He is done.
Anything you say.
Correspondence. And letter from the show buzz. Is there anything else? Get ahead of the soil and water report. It usually comes in, but
No, I have not received anything from Soil and Water.
around to the is that, and I don't remember, did we get one of those little every year?
Yep.
We had a lot of them, but I can't remember.
We gave them seed money years ago when they started.
Feel pretty comfortable with that session?
Yep. That was the agreement.
When that goes down, if somebody wants to add that, we can go back. The claims. You guys have your claim sheet in front of you. As the stuff.
Move to approve the claims.
Motion by John Sure, is there a second?
Second.
Bills. Any questions on the claims? Roll call, please.
Raymond,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes. Under appointment, there's a bunch that have to be made, or not a bunch, there's some that have to be made. There's going to be, and just add to this, if I'm missing something, that everybody in the room, because there's a lot of boards that I'm trying to go back through little minutes and see when they need to be appointed and whatnot, but the health board's lacking one. It's due by February, right, John?
Yes.
ETS, E-Board, is lacking two after today, right?
Correct.
And then ICANN, you're Gene through 2016, do you remember?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, Gene?
Well,
I think it was through 2016, but
The term of our ICANN committee,
no, I don't.
we'll go back through that, make sure you'll serve until we get that information. Okay. Marvin Tier, you were serving on the, which one? U of I extension? You were representing the county board. Now, yeah, either one of you have any idea how long that term was for? Top of your head? I didn't figure. I need to look that up. to, I knew that was one of them. Is there any other, the hospital board, I think that's good for another year. Bob has one, he's gonna bring the tax, an appointment for tax. Then all appointments have to go to the full board anyways, but is there anything, health and ETSB are pressing ones? Any issues? No. The names for the appointments, they have to come through here? They go straight, they go to the full board?
Yeah, generally that's how it's been done.
Do we appoint people to the mental health board?
Yes, we have. We have one.
One board member serving? No. The whole board? I believe.
Just one board member, I
Board member.
believe. But
The makeup of
I
the
think,
whole-
yeah, it's got to be one at least, but traditionally, sometimes it's been two.
This is one
There's
man.
no board member serving right now that I saw.
Yes, there is.
Jim Meyer was the last one I can remember, but,
On the mental health board?
Yeah.
I'm on the mental health board.
okay, you do. I did yours.
They don't have your name on their website, it says.
708 board. Oh, wait a minute,
Different,
there's
that's
two
different,
boards.
yeah.
I'm on 708, and there's the mental health board too.
Are you doing both?
Jim Devine is on the mental health board.
Yeah, I'm not aware of a county board member on the mental health board.
I would get them. 708 is the one that we have a representation of.
708 is
Okay.
the one you have represented.
That's what I'm getting at. We need to get this stuff straight
Yeah.
in my head
Those
here.
are all appointed by mental health, though.
Okay.
Mental health appoints their own board members?
They do through the bylaws. I still think it's good to have a county board member on the mental health board.
We're sending them an awful lot of money every year, more than the public health.
Okay? I still think it's a good idea to have somebody from the county board on the mental health board.
Me too.
Will they accept one?
Yeah, they will. I mean, they're always looking for members, and they want diversity. So they want people from all over the county, not just from the Watsika area.
They
So-
want diversity.
Right.
Any other boards anybody can think of?
I'm gonna have two, I think two for the sheriff's commission, or
Mayor
commission, but I'll bring those to judicial.
Anything else? If not, we'll get them, there will be some appointments coming, and there'll be some county board committee appointments to change. Old business, Eric, you actually report to this committee. We'll start putting you online here for you to give your, whatever spiel you want to give us. You got anything for this month?
Well,
As far as ESDA goes.
As far as ESDA goes?
Yes.
That half of your job, yeah, just that part.
I've been spending a lot of my time making sure I attend local, county, township, and village board meetings, get in touch with all the elected officials in the county, let them know what I'm here for and how I can help them and what their responsibilities are and what my responsibilities are. Working on creating a multi-year training and exercise plan. Sound good? Got it? FirstNet. Sorry. Thank you, Sarah. Been working with a couple people from the state to organize a FirstNet informational session. That'll be on January 13th, 2 o'clock. My schedule better than I do. So January 13th at 2 o'clock. FirstNet is going to be a sort of a nationwide initiative to set up a mobile broadband network. And what this is somebody coming to present information, pros and cons on what this would involve with, how this would involve the county, and the benefits it would be for first responders and emergency responders. If you want to come, it'll be in the EOC, so the basement of the courthouse, my office. Just let me know.
Under new business, I had last month that Mr. Lemay addressed night meetings. We want to talk about that, beginning discussions on that, or do we have a feeling one way or the other? on this committee. Lot feeling. No?
Very much against night meetings.
I agree.
I definitely agree in the summer.
When there's daylight, no, we don't want to do that.
Baseball.
Yeah, kids.
Well,
I-
Yeah, we got
I
kids.
the
understand.
problem last time when the kids started playing sports, everybody wanted to go see the grandkids play and stuff.
Go down.
I understand very much. The big thing is the people that can run for positions on the board. The problem we run into, some of the problems that we run into is bringing, I mean, what do you do if you have the board meeting at night? Then what do you do with committee meetings? And if the committee meetings are at night, then you need to bring the department heads in at night. I feel for those that cannot fulfill their desire to run for the board, but I don't think for us that it's a workable situation. That makes sense.
Any other takes on that for today? No. Doesn't mean it has to go off the agenda, just do it under new business because it was brought up. If there's any other new business? Seeing none? I'm going to make the last motion. Motion adjourned by Kevin Hansen, is there a second? John Sure, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Now, new business?